Everyone warned us it was dangerous. 7 massive German shepherds and 1 tiny baby girl named River. They said we were crazy. But what happened next proved that sometimes the heart knows better than fear ever could. This family had 7 children before River arrived, 7 furry, 4-legged children who ruled every corner of their home. Each German shepherd had their own personality, their own place in the pack hierarchy that had been carefully established over years of living together. The house was their kingdom. Paws thundered across hardwood floors. Gentle snores filled quiet afternoons. Life was predictable, comfortable, complete. Then everything changed. A phone call, a trip to the hospital. And suddenly, there was River. 8 pounds of pure vulnerability in a world designed for giants, if you offend. The parents faced every new mother and father's worst nightmare multiplied by 7. German shepherds are powerful animals, protective, strong, bred for guarding and loyalty. But what happens when instinct meets the unknown? The statistics were terrifying. The stories whispered among worried friends painted pictures of tragedy. 7 dogs, each weighing more than 60 pounds, surrounding something so impossibly small and fragile. Preparation became everything. River's blanket traveled home first, carried by trembling hands that understood the gravity of this moment. 7 curious noses would investigate this new scent. 7 powerful animals would decide whether this tiny human belonged in their carefully ordered world. The mother watched through the window as her husband approached the front door with that precious blanket. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Everything they'd worked for, everything they'd built as a family, hung in the balance of the next few moments. Would love conquer instinct? Or would instinct destroy everything they held dear? The front door opened. River slept peacefully in her mother's arms, completely unaware that her entire future was about to be decided by 7 sets of intelligent, watchful eyes. The house fell silent. Even the usual sounds of panting and shuffling paws disappeared into a tension so thick you could almost touch it. Then Roman stepped forward. The largest of the pack, the natural leader, the one whose approval would signal acceptance or rejection for all the others. His massive frame moved with impossible gentleness as he approached the bundle in his human mother's arms. One sniff. His ears softened. His head lowered in the most respectful submission anyone had ever witnessed from this proud, powerful animal. 2 sniffs. His tail began the smallest, most tentative wag. And then, magic happened. One by one, the entire pack approached, not with the excited chaos of their usual greetings, but with reverence, with recognition, with the ancient wisdom that knows family when it sees it, regardless of size or species. Gentle licks touched tiny toes. Soft whimpers of welcome filled the air. 7 tails wagged in slow, respectful rhythm. They weren't meeting a stranger. They were meeting their newest pack member, their baby sister, their purpose. What followed wasn't just acceptance, it was transformation. River didn't simply join the pack, she became its most precious member. Bath time turned into supervised splash sessions with multiple furry lifeguards stationed around the tub. Nap time meant a warm circle of protective bodies forming an impenetrable barrier around their sleeping sister. Hiking trails became processions, with 7 devoted guardians creating a moving fortress around their tiny charge. If River crawled toward danger, gentle nudges guided her back to safety. If she cried, concerned whimpers answered from every corner of the house. But Roman claimed the most sacred role of all: personal protector, shadow, guardian angel with 4 legs and unlimited devotion. Wherever River went, Roman followed. When she napped, he positioned himself like a living security system. If strangers approached, his massive body became a gentle but unmistakable barrier between his little sister and the unknown. River began to change too. She babbled responses to their soft communications. Her tiny hands instinctively reached for warm fur when she needed comfort. She was becoming pack, learning their language, understanding their love. Today, if you visit this extraordinary family, you'll find River curled against Roman's side for her afternoon nap. You'll see 7 German shepherds who've discovered that love doesn't divide, It multiplies. The parents still watch carefully. They're responsible guardians who understand the precious trust they've been given. But they also trust in something deeper than fear. They trust in the ancient bond between humans and dogs. They trust in the pack mentality that recognizes family in all its forms. River doesn't know she's outnumbered 7-1. In her world, she has 7 devoted siblings who would face any danger to keep her safe. And in their world, they have a little sister who gives their lives meaning beyond their own existence. This is the story of chosen family, of love that transcends species, of protection that comes not from duty, but from devotion. Some bonds are born from blood, others are forged in the fires of unconditional acceptance, but the strongest bonds of all are built on love that sees no differences, only family. River and her 7 guardians prove that sometimes the most beautiful families are the ones that shouldn't work on paper, but work perfectly in the heart. And right now, somewhere in their living room, a tiny girl is teaching 7 powerful dogs that the greatest strength isn't in protecting territory. It's in protecting those you love.